Hey everyone, welcoming you all. So in my previous video, we have covered the Union and its territory. So we have covered Article 1, 2 and 3 and what are the powers that have been given to the Parliament in relation to states, in demarcation of areas and inserting new areas and such other things. So in today's video, we are going to cover the other part of the chapter. So we have already covered, as I said, 1, 2 and 3. So today we are going to start from this. So it says Parliament's power to reorganize the states. As I said, Parliament has been given special power by the Constitution itself under Article 3. Now let's see what are the powers that have been given to the Parliament. Article 3 authorizes the Parliament to form a new state by separation of territory from any state or by uniting two or more states or parts of states or by uniting any territory to a part of any state. Next, it says increase the area of any state, diminish the area of any state, alter the boundaries of any state, and alter the name of any state. For example, this is a particular state. If the parliament wishes, it can make two states from its own. And if it wishes, it can also add some of the other areas from other states and it can merge them together. If it wishes, it can also curtail some of the areas of the states, and if it wishes, as I said, it can also uh, bring other areas from other states. It can also change its prior name. For example, if this state is called name as Raja, the if the parliament wishes, it can rename it as Rani. So these are the kind of powers that the parliament has under Article 3 of the Constitution. So these are the points which has been given in detail. These are the point in crisp, and if you want more detailed, then you can refer to the paragraph. So let's see what's written here. However, Article 3 lays down two conditions in this regard. So these are the powers that has been given to them. But it says in order to fulfill that, you have to go through two conditions. And it says one, a bill contemplating the above changes can be introduced in the parliament only with the prior recommendation of the president. So till now we are very much familiar with the idea that how amendment is made into the constitution. We have a proper procedure under Article 368 Part 20 of Indian Constitution. There are processes by using what amendment can be done to the constitution. There are procedure like simple majority, special majority, and parliament's people voting, such other thing. These are the kind of procedure that the parliament has to go through in order to make any particular amendment. But in order to do these changes to our constitution, the condition that has been given here that in order to do so, uh, it is only with the prior recommendation of the president. Before presenting the bill into the parliament, the bill has to get prior recommendation from the president. After that, the other procedure will be ongoing. Then it has the second option, which says or condition. Before recommending the bill, the president has to refer the same to the state legislature concerned for expressing its views within a specified period. As I said, these are the particular uh, state, and it has its earlier name, that is Raja, and we are thinking about making it as Rani. So before doing so, the parliament has to inform this particular state that we are going to change the particular name. So informing the state is also part of the procedure that has to be done. And further, the power of parliament to form new states includes the power to form a new state or union territory by uniting a part of any state or union territory to any other state or union territory. For example, it's basically talks about in simple language possible merging PDF. We have one PDF, we have the other one, we have other one. If we wishes, we can merge them all together and we can make one particular PDF. So you can think it of as in that way that it has the power to merge them, it has the power to separate them, it has the power to you know add more areas into a particular state. If it wants, it can also diminish the area of the particular state. So these are the kind of power that has been given. And President or Parliament is not bound by the views of the state legislature and may either accept or reject them, even if the views are received in fact. So it says that if you are going to change the name of the particular state, you have to talk to them or you have to inform them. But the joke here is if the state denies that we are not okay with the new formation of state, we are not okay with the new name of the state, or somehow shows their disinterest into this various topic, that doesn't do any good to the parliament, because their views doesn't matter in this regard. It is only said that it is the procedure to inform the particular state uh, that is about to receive some particular changes, but their views regarding this particular thing doesn't matter. So these are the very sad of this particular state, that whose area is going to change or such particular things going to happen to them. Then it says, further, it is not necessary to make a fresh reference to the state legislature every time an amendment to the bill is moved and accepted in Parliament. So it basically says whatever the amendment procedure we have, if we do these particular changes to our constitution, there is no need to go through the amendment procedure again and again, presenting the bill, getting votes and such kind of thing. These are the kind of things that is not required in when it comes to changing the name of the state or relating to such a state. In case of union territory, no reference need be made to the concerned legislature to assign its views, and Parliament can itself take any action as it deems fit. As it says, same with the states, same with the union territories. There is no particular procedure needed. If the government or the Parliament feels that it is better for the country, then they can do so. It is thus clear that the Constitution authorizes the Parliament to form new states or alter the areas, boundaries, or names of the existing states without their consent. So, this is the exact power that has been given by Article 3 to the Parliament, that you can do anything you wish relating to the matter of states. You can change their name, you can demarcate their area, you can merge them with somebody else. So these are the power we are giving to them, and for that you don't need any particular procedure to get votes and permission from other stuff. And it says the Parliament can redraw the political map of India according to its will. So this is the kind of a big power that has been given to them. For example, this is the map of India, and if the parliament wishes, it can read the map with something as it deems fit. For example, this is something different, this is something different. So don't go with the skill of my drawing, it's very bad. That's for the idea I'm drawing this. So if the parliament wishes, it can redraw the map of the Indian constitution. It can redraw the map of the India by adding new states, by uh, you know adding new boundaries, by curtailing them, all of the stuff they can do, and they can literally in one particular sentence, if we has to say, they can redraw the map of the India. So this particular sentence you can also use while writing Article 3, or while writing what are the power that has been given by Article 3 to the Parliament. This is a very good line or sentence that you can add in your answer to make it more presentable. Hence, the territorial integrity of continued existence in any state is not guaranteed by the Constitution. That's why they don't have any guarantee that is given by the Constitution. The Constitution has given guarantee to its citizen. They have guarantee to give its freedoms, but in case of states, they don't have had that guarantee by the Constitution itself. Therefore, India is rightly described as an indestructible union of destructible states. This point you can also note it down. This is very easy to remember that what is India? India is what it says, rightly described as an indestructible union of destructible states. You cannot destroy the union, but you can destroy the states. It has the procedure in our Indian constitution. You can destroy, you can do whatever you want to do with the particular state. So the state are destructible in nature when we talk about Indian constitution. Then we have the union government can destroy the states, whereas the state government cannot destroy the union. So union can destroy the state, but the state does not have any power to destroy the union, because union is far more powerful than to the state. That's why sometimes it has been said that India is both federal and unitary in nature. And while answering this particular question also, you can refer to this particular thing, that why it seems to be federal and unitary in particular times. So let's move to the Union government can destroy the state, whereas the state government cannot destroy the union. In USA, on the other hand, the territorial integrity and continued existence of a state is guaranteed by the Constitution. But if we see about the American Constitution, their system is kind of different that of others. So there, the states has powers. They are complete separate institution, and they have power in comparison to India. The American federal government cannot form new states or alter the borders of existing states without the consent of the state concerned. So, for example, in our country, if the union wants to change their name, they can do so, but in America, they cannot do so without the permission of the state concerned. That is why the USA is described as indestructible union of indestructible states. So, these are the kind of statements that you can refer while making a comparative note to India and American Constitution and its systems relating to states and how they govern. Moreover, the Constitution Article 4 itself declares that laws made for admission or re-establishment of new states under Article 2 and formation of new states and alteration of areas, boundaries, or name of existing states under Article 3 are not to be considered as amendment of the Constitution under Article 368. So till now we have covered 1, 2, 3. So 4 says that if you are going to do anything relating to the state, be it changing its name, be it altering its boundaries, be it merging with another state, so in doing so, they don't need to go through a proper amendment procedure. This can be done, that as I say, with prior recommendation of the president by informing the states, and this can be done. So for this issue, you don't need to go through the amendment procedure thing, because that's amendment procedure under Article 368 Part 20 is a huge process, and it takes time and it's lengthy. That's why you can do so if you're doing anything relating to the state, if the parliament wishes or thinks fit the betterment of the country. So now the question comes, does the power of parliament to diminish the areas of a state include also the power to cede Indian territory to a foreign country? So now this very question occurs. So what could be the answer? The answer says, this question came up for examination before the Supreme Court in a reference made by the President in 1960. So if we are talking about law, if we are reading in a constitution, the dearest bound Supreme Court will enter anywhere and everywhere. Their remark, their observation, their order, their judgment is very much necessary to understand if we are reading Indian Constitution. So this very question comes in the year of 1960. The decision of the central government to cede part of a territory known as Birwar Union, West Bengal to Pakistan led to political agitation and controversy, and thereby necessitated the presidential reference. So till now we have only talked about how we can acquire, how we can diminish the area, uh, how we can march, but can we give our areas to other foreign territories? This question has never come in front and has been never answered. And for that uh, reason, in 1960, this question came before the Supreme Court. It says that the Supreme Court held that the power to Parliament to diminish the area of state under Article 3 does not cover cession of Indian territory to a foreign country. It says no, you cannot do so. Hence, Indian territory can be ceded to a foreign state only by amending the constitution under Article 368. So here comes the tricky part. What tricky part is? Earlier, it has been said that if you want to do any changes relating to state, be it changing its name, be it demarcating the area, be it merging, all you can do by a simple procedure. For that, you don't need to, invoke Article 368. But if you need to cede our area to other foreign countries, then you cannot do so by this simple procedure. You have to invoke Article 368, and you have to go through all the procedure, and after doing so you can only do the particular thing. Consequently, the Ninth Constitutional Amendment Act 1960 was enacted to transfer the said territory to Pakistan. That's why this ninth constitutional amendment we have, and in this particular amendment, the particular areas has been given to the territory to Pakistan. On the other hand, the Supreme Court in 1969 ruled that settlement of a boundary dispute between India and another country does not require a constitutional amendment. For example, in simple terms, if there's India or there is Bhutan or Bangladesh, if there is having dispute for this particular border, they don't need to go to Article 368. You can solve it among them, so they don't need to go to the Article 368. It can be done by executive action. It says it can be done by executive action, and it does not involve cession of Indian territory to a foreign country. So this is another remark that has been given by the Supreme Court. So let's come to exchange of territories with Bangladesh. The 100th Constitutional Amendment Act 2015 was enacted to give effect to the acquiring of certain territories by India and transfer of certain other territories to Bangladesh in pursuance of the agreement and its protocol entered into between the governments of India and Bangladesh. So 101 is kind of an important amendment act which talks about the exchange of territories with Bangladesh. Under this deal, India transferred 100 enclaves to Bangladesh, while Bangladesh transferred 51 enclaves to India. In addition, the deal also involved the transfer of adverse possession and the demarcation of a 6.1 kilometer undemarcated border stretch. For these three purposes, the amendment modified the provision relating to the territories of four states, Assam, West Bengal, Meghalaya, and Tripura, in the first schedule of the Constitution. The background of the amendment is as follows. So, as per the deal, India has transferred something and Bangladesh also transferred something, and for that, the changes that have been made, they had to go and change the first schedule as well, because first schedule, what do we have? In first schedule, we have the name of the states and in Indian territory. So if we are changing this, we have to update that particular schedule also. So this is what it says, and these are the kind of background of 101 Amendment Act. It says India and Bangladesh have a common land boundary of approximately 4,096.7 kilometers. India-Pakistan land boundary was determined as per the Radcliffe Award of 1947. So these are the small point that you can note it down. Disputes arose out of some provisions of the Radcliffe Award, which were sought to be resolved through the Bag Award and of 1950. Another effort was made to settle these disputes by the Nehru-Union Agreement of 1958. However, the issue relating to division of Birwar Union was challenged before the Supreme Court. So, this thing has been challenged in the Supreme Court. And to comply with the opinion rendered by the Supreme Court, the Constitutional Line Amendment Act 1960 was passed by the Parliament. Due to the continuous litigation and other political development at that time, the Constitution 9 Amendment Act 1960 could not be notified in respect of territories in former East Pakistan, presently Bangladesh. Now, this sending particular areas to Pakistan has been done in the year of 1960. So, this gives kind of motivation to other states to ask for it. So, Bangladesh has asked for it, and this uh, particular act has been challenged. And according to that, the India, gives or exchange some particular territories with Bangladesh in the year of 2015. On May 16, 1974, the agreement between India and Bangladesh concerning the demarcation of the land boundary and related matters was signed between border countries to find a solution to the complex nature of the border demarcation involved. So now there is lots of going on regarding to the border, lots of litigation, lots of public disturbance. So all this were happening during that time. So these are basically the background of exchanging territories with Bangladesh with India. This agreement was not ratified as it involved inter alia transfer of territory, which requires a constitutional amendment. In this connection, it was also required to identify the precise area on the ground while would be transferred subsequently. The issues relating to demarcation of undemarcated boundaries, territories to adverse position, and exchange of enclaves were identified and resolved by signing a protocol on September 6, 2011. So, in this particular year, the issues have been finally resolved, which forms an integral part of the Land Boundary Agreement India and Bangladesh in 1974. The protocol was prepared with support and concurrence of the concerned state governments of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and West Bengal. So this basically happened just because of the Ninth Amendment Act, that some area that have been given to the Pakistan due to the lots of disturbance among the public. So with that, that gives motivation to other states ask for, or to solve disputes that is happening around the border. So for that reason, in 2025, the agreement has been made, and some there is action between India and Bangladesh. So this is the kind of powers that has been given to the Parliament under Article 3. So till now we have covered 1, 2, 3 article. I could have continued the other part, but it will, not to be of that of much quality. So I don't want to compromise with the teaching. So the only topic that we have of this chapter, that is evolution of states and union territories, which I'll be completing in my next class. So that's all for today. Those who have watched till now, thank you for watching. If you found this video worth watching, do share, like, and subscribe. And soon we'll be meeting soon, and we'll cover the other part of the chapter of Indian policy. That's all for today. Thank you for watching the video.